Hello, everyone, for another episode of Guided by Spirit. I am your host, Richard LaRocco, intuitive medium, here with my amazing co-host, Miss Pauline Raffaella. How are you doing, Pauline?
Hi, Richard, on this Lion's Gate. I'm doing well, anticipating lots of wonderful energies to be
Oh
offered
my,
to us. How are you?
oh, you know what? I'm doing so much better. Took a much needed day off last week. That's okay. We need to recharge. We need to practice mindfulness. And here we are on an amazing day. 8-8, the Lion's Gate. Hey, that rhymed. Wasn't supposed to, but it did. So we're going to have an amazing show today where we're going to dive into all things of the Lion's Gate. What does it mean? How to work in this energy, how to work in the vibration, what to do, and maybe a little bit of extra at the end. You'll see what we're talking about. If you would like to call in with questions about the Lion's Gate today, or if you have questions for Pauline and I, please give us a call, 646-558-8656. And the meeting ID is 820-02-520-5181. It is in the description in the Facebook postings. If you miss anything, you could also go to Pauline's YouTube. You can see it there at Living Limitlessly.
Yeah,
And then
Pauline Raffaella, living.
Pauline Raffaella.
Just,
There you
just,
go.
just Google my name. It's there, Living Limitless. Yes.
There you go. And then, you can go to Spotify, Guided by Spirit. But we got some big stuff for you. So, Pauline, do you want to take our first caller?
Let's take the first caller.
Let's
Yes.
take the
Let's
first caller and
let's
then
not
we'll
let
kind of
her
go
wait.
into it.
Okay.
Hello, thank you for calling and holding. What is your name and where are you from?
Hi, my name is Gina, and I'm from Long Island, New York.
How you doing, Gina?
Good, how are you?
Good. So, where on Long Island are you from?
I'm in Lindenhurst.
Oh, very nice. So, what is your question?
Gina, do I
This
know
is
you?
Yes, I took a class with you and Cindy,
Yes.
Sansone Brass, a couple months back,
Yes.
and I saw that you guys were having this podcast today, and I just decided to join. So here I am.
What wonderful. Yes, I had a feeling it was you. Good to have you.
Thank you. Good to be here.
What is your question, Gina?
I actually don't have any particular question. I'm sorry, I didn't know how else to listen to your podcast because I don't have the radio anymore. And I thought that this was the number to call in. So I guess, do you guys have any messages for me?
Okay. So, all right. Well, if there's any, let's see if there's any messages for her. If you want to just watch the podcast live, the visual, do you have access to Facebook?
Yes.
You can go right to Richard LaRocco's page and see this live streaming.
Oh, okay, great.
But we're happy if you're on the line. So if you have a question, shoot.
So, I guess whatever
Um,
comes to, yeah. Do you have something specific, Gina?
I actually don't at the moment. I'm sorry.
Oh,
All
that's
right.
okay.
So, how about doing an energy, Pauline? If you don't mind, or maybe some, any question or anything for the Lionsgate.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Yeah, no, I'm just going to tune into your energy for a moment. So let me just ask you this. So since our class, right, have you made a little
Mhm.
stronger connection to spirit?
Oh, absolutely, for sure. I started reading your book. I started reading Cindy's books too, even though I've been a fan for her for many years. And I just feel that things are really starting to align a bit more for me. Messages are definitely shouting a lot clearer than they used to be. And I feel that now I'm really opening my eyes a bit more.
So that's wonderful. So just so people know, we had Cindy Sansone Braff on the show, right? She's a Long Island romance whisperer, psychic medium. And
Yeah.
Cindy and I did an in-person live show class called Invite Spirit In and Get an RSVP. And so we had a 4-hour class where Cindy and I talked, we did meditations, we did exercises, and we were helping people connect to their spirit guides so that they could hear guidance or feel guidance a little more clearly. So Gina, that's amazing, all right, that you're getting the signs from your spirit guides a little bit more clearly now. And how does that feel?
It feels, I just feel so much more calm. You know, that I feel like I spent so much energy before, maybe not listening to the messages that they were giving me or getting anxious about what I thought I was hearing, maybe spending a little bit more time in my head thinking, was that really me thinking it, or was that a message from spirit? And I think that now I'm trusting what I've been learning and trusting my tuition a lot more. So I just feel just happier and just calmer.
Yes. Well, it does calm us down because we're tapped into our knowing. And when we're tapped
Yeah,
into our knowingness, we take a lot of the worry and fear and questions and doubt out of the equation.
absolutely.
Okay, so 2 things I have for you. I actually am putting together an email for those people who attended that class. I did record the pineal gland activation, which you're going to get for free. And so you'll be able to do that meditation again that opens up the 6th energy center a little bit more to enhance your intuition. You'll be getting that shortly in the next couple of days.
Great.
And then Cindy and I are going, we do have another class scheduled in October. I think it's October 19th. It's a little too early yet, but we will let everybody know. It'll be a continuation of the class that you attended.
Wonderful. My birthday is October 18th, so I'll be really excited to spend my birthday weekend at your class.
So we will be very excited to have you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So thank you so much. But if you want to watch us live, just hang up and go to Facebook, go to Richard LaRocco's page. You can friend
Will
him
do.
too if you like, and you can watch us live and listen to the show.
Okay, thanks so much, guys. Lovely talking to you.
Thank you, Gina.
Thank you, Gina. Have
Bye-bye.
a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye, sweetheart.
All right. So we do have a comment. Yvonne, Pauline, anxious to hear about this portal. Somebody, Jane from New Jersey, Carteret says, good afternoon. So we have lots of people watching, which is very nice. And
Thank you.
yeah, so all right, excellent. So let's dive into all things Lion Gate. So Pauline, what is this 8/8 day in August, the 8th day of August?
So interestingly, 8/8, today is actually 8/8/8 because you have August, 8th month, 8th day, 2024 equals 8. So today is actually a 888, 888. And 8s are the number of abundance. So the Lionsgate porthole, so I'll tell you a quick story. Many years ago when I started seeing 111, 555, and I'm going back well over 20 years, I used to see 808 on the clock. And I used to say, why are you showing, what does 808 mean? I didn't know. I knew what 111, 1111 meant, 555, 444. I had no idea what 808 meant. And probably about, I don't know, about 8 or 9 years ago, I saw Lionsgate 808. And I was like, oh, that's what it means. The Lionsgate porthole. So I started doing some research on the Lionsgate portal. It is a fascinating occurrence. And if you have any understanding or even just believe in how the planets work, the planet's connection to Mother Earth, this is a very sacred porthole that opens up to the Sirius Stargate. What is the Sirius Stargate? Now, we have lots of stars in our galaxy, in our solar system. One of those stars happens to be the star Sirius, all right? And so this is a very sacred, powerful energy. And so that Stargate opens up from July 26th through August 12th, with August 8th being the peak of the downloads of this sacred energy. Now, to get into that Stargate, to allow yourself, you got to go through the Lion's Gate. The lions are the mythical golden lions. I see them with crowns and these golden lions that guard the gate. Okay, they guard this sacred porthole of energy. And when the Lion's Gate opens, we have access to this sacred energy. What does this sacred energy do for us? Well, first and foremost, it raises our consciousness, all right? Moving out of the false self into the higher self, empowered soul self. These energies help us raise our vibration out of the same old into the higher frequencies. These energies are extremely creative. And so this is a very good time to start thinking about what new goals you might have, or even just who do I want to become in the next year, right? I want to get rid of this anger pattern, this grief pattern. I want to get out of my ancestral pattern of holding grudges. I want to get into a more empowered being. All right, so there's creativity. We also are given the power to manifest more powerfully and easily. Now, one of the biggest things that happens here, and this is what I do in my online Lionsgate the last several years, is we do a little quantum jumping in my event. And what does that mean? It means we tap into a future self and we jump the timeline. We get out of where we are and we step into who we want to be. And we actually become it like that. And I'll give you an example. So last year, one of the things I wanted to start doing was doing videos on Instagram, and I wanted to write a workbook for my book. Within 2 weeks of the Lionsgate of jumping timelines, I actually just started doing it. So I wasn't in that in between. Should I do it? How do I do it? Maybe I should do something else. I wasn't in any of that self-doubt or questioning how I was going to do it. I just was in it. So I started doing it. Does that make sense, Richard?
Absolutely. It makes sense. And the jumping in the time, I felt it. I've even felt it.
Yes. And so when the Lion's Gate opens, it's almost as if these big golden magnificent lions open the gate, all right, because they're guarding the gate into the Stargate, into the porthole of the Sirius Stargate. Now, Sirius, the star Sirius, is also connected to the pyramids in Egypt, the Giza pyramids. And we know that the pyramids there are extremely powerful. The ancient Egyptians knew that there were energies coming from the stars hitting the pyramids, where they could go into the pyramid in ceremony and obtain more of the spiritual power. So there is an energetic alignment that's happening between Earth, the Sirius Stargate, and the Giza pyramids. So what can happen is Earth is flooded with this energy of divine love, unity, oneness, the understanding of your true self, not all this nonsense of false self, that you have the power to manifest, to create the life you want, to be who you want. You come out of third dimensional life and you're thrust into fifth dimensional life. This porthole gives us the opportunity to do that every year in big and powerful ways. And the last thing I'm going to say is this would be a very good time to think about humanity, to think about and ask this energy to touch every human's heart and mind, to unify, because this is what we need, especially now.
So quick question, Pauline. And again, you're all things astrology, you know, me, my house is at the end of the cul-de-sac. So I always joke about that. I always defer to you. I see dead people. That's just what I do.
I love it.
So, but I know the energy's been it's been very different today. I feel like it's almost been like a big energetic, like airbag, kind of soft, but yet firm, if that even makes possible sense. It's strong, but yet it's nurturing. It's almost like if you fell from, you know, a big building, those big balloons that kind of like you land on, it's kind of like one of those. So for us, and I know you said to focus on manifesting humanity and kindness and everything, but what else could we manifest even within us? And how do we start going about this? So for somebody who's just kind of getting onto the bus, how do I start going about this? Are there, you know, ways to affirm or affirmations or visualizations? Let's kind of take a deep dive in and see and help, you know, maybe the average person out there that's like, I just want to participate. I like lions. Let's see
Yeah.
what we got.
Yes.
You
Well,
know?
yes. You gotta love lions. So, you know, humanity cannot evolve if we are not evolving as individuals. Okay. So the root and the key of it all is to evolve as an individual. First and foremost, desire to evolve, to say there's nothing wrong with who I am and how I am now, but I know somewhere out there, there's a higher version of me and I want to become that. And it's never too late. All right. So that's the first thing. You want to become a higher version of you. If you can get into a group setting, it's wonderful because the power of a group raises everybody up tenfold more. If you're alone, then just put on some music that you like. Okay, go to YouTube, find this there is actually a Lionsgate music YouTube video. Okay, so whatever 432 hertz, 888 hertz, whatever it is, whatever you like, put it on. Okay, and think to yourself, what do I need to release? I set my intention to let it go. And what do I want to embrace? Now, when we want to embrace something to be creative, it doesn't, again, it could be a thing, right? It could be something you physically want to manifest, or it could just be part of your beingness that you want to evolve. I want to evolve my mind. I want my mind to be more illuminated than the mind that's always negative and all of that, right? So we can create whatever it is we want and who we want to be. And this is a good time to do that. So sit in meditation. There might even be some YouTube, some free YouTube videos to watch. Otherwise, just sit, light a candle, get your crystals out, put some music on, and just close your eyes and breathe into your heart. Okay? You breathe into your heart. You breathe in what you want, right? Breathing in more self-love, breathing out self-doubt. Just use a little bit of breath work. And you can do this on your own. I breathe in more self-love, breathe into your heart, exhale out self-doubt. right? Breathe into your heart, self-love. Exhale out, self-doubt. And do this for 10, 15, 20 minutes, or as long as you want. Breathe in. So you need a new car. Breathe in that new car. Breathe out, letting go of the old car and not even worrying about how the new car will come about. So this is how we begin manifesting. All right. We have to become the vibration of the things we want or the person we want to be. And then we just become it. And so it's very easy to do by ourselves. And there's no rule that says you have to be in a group to do it, because God recognizes you as a powerful individual and doesn't say, well, if you're not part of a group, you're you'll kind of get it half-assed. No. Just own your connection to God and to the universe. And this is how we begin. Over the years, my Lionsgate has gone from like 5 people to 10 people to 35 people to 40 people. And so it's a powerful event. But you can do that yourself.
Now, with like a retrograde, is there a pre and a post, like a shadow periods on either side, or is today the day?
Well, you mean for the Lionsgate portal opened up on July 26th.
Got it.
And it will close on August 12th. So it's open for like several weeks. So if in the last couple of weeks you've been feeling a little like, even dizzy or just heavy energy, or just feel like you're needing to cry for no reason, and you're stuffing it down because you're like, that doesn't make any rational sense. I have no reason to cry, but yet let it cry, let it out. These are old energies. You're being positively affected by the porthole already. So trust that.
Wow. So we can continue this manifestation, this creation, this healing, nurturing, all that we need by removing, replacing from July 26th through August 12th.
Yes. Yes. And that's not the only time when we can become powerfully powerful manifestors. But the Lionsgate, the porthole opens up for us to receive massive downloads of ascension, integration, but to bump us up, maybe 1 step, maybe 2 steps, maybe 5 steps. It all depends on, where you're ready to jump up to.
Love this because, it was interesting. I've been sitting on something for a while, needing to know, and I've been sitting with my higher self, you name it. And today, boom, came crystal clear. I'm like, what is going on? How come it didn't come yesterday or the week before? And here it is today. It was very profound, and it was very detailed and it resonated. So I was like, yes, thank you. So it does happen. You do have to, whether you believe or not, whether you sit there and you're an astrology buff or it's something you're into. Me, it's kind of like, Pauline, what's going on? There's craziness. And she's like, oh, and this house, and the moon is rising in this, and I'm like, simple.
But
right?
it's all validation for the things that we're already feeling, right? And I think the most important thing to know is you're not crazy, and we're all part of this ascension. Now, not everyone is part of ascension, but those of us who take interest in learning about ourselves, improving ourselves, learning about the stars, love, healing, right? Mediumship, we're more tuned in, and it's more likely that we're going to get deep downloads. I mean, I have been feeling like the last week, I have to keep napping in the middle of the day. I have to nap in between client sessions. I have to nap a lot because the old energy, the heaviness keeps coming up in waves. And when I nap and I lay down and I relax, it releases. But then 2 hours later, it's just another layer. It's evolution, my friends. It is moving up into a higher level of consciousness and evolving your body in the process.
So what does that mean? Evolving the body in the process.
So evolving the body means moving beyond disease. Awakening the DNA in every one of our cells to what is called the crystalline DNA, the crystalline light, the Christed light, the divine light. That is a programming that is within every one of us. It lay dormant. It lay oppressed. It lay all, suppressed, oppressed, all closed up because we don't live in an environment that supports this dynamic awakening. So when we allow these energies to go into the human body, the DNA awakens to higher levels of itself, of DNA. Our goal would want to be, I want to awaken all my crystalline DNA. I want to become that higher version of myself in mind and body, not just mind, also in body. That's how we move beyond disease.
I notice that you also mentioned that not everybody is going to be able to ascend. Not everybody's going to be in that ascension. What does that mean?
So the ascension is everything that you and I talk about so much, right?
Okay.
Opening up your mind, your heart, opening up to different modalities to heal yourself, to become a better version of yourself. Seeing signs and symbols from your loved ones, from your spirit guides, this is ascension. All right. This is the beginning of ascension. Deeper ascension is my book. All right. Where you dig into your wounds. You recognize you are wounded, no fault of your own. It's the human journey. And you recognize that you need to heal these wounds, because if I keep living my life and operating from these wounds, I'm going to get the same old, same old, same old, same old. And I'm tired of the same old. I want something better. And the person I have to work on to make things better is me. And so ascension is simply the awakening. The awakening, the healing that needs to take place, and the illumination of the mind.
So how do we go from one state, which is raising the 3D to the 5D, right? Or 4D as we start taking steps up the escalator of consciousness. So getting ourselves out of this 3D human world, right? So simple things like shutting the TV off and watching things that maybe trigger you or anger you on TV, not participating in that. Self-talk, doing things for yourself, mindfulness, maybe a spiritual practice of some kind, doing kind gestures for others, raising the vibration and frequency. Will this get us to where we're able to create more in this ascension plane?
Well, everything you mentioned are excellent starting points, and you have to make them part of your life, your daily life. They have to be a lifestyle, right? You don't just do it once in a while. It has to be a lifestyle. And so you integrate that lifestyle into your life. You start to become that. But what happens is when you start to challenge yourself a little bit, consciousness will always seek new and higher consciousness. That's the beauty of the soul. Okay? Because the soul operating, even though I don't know who my soul is, I don't know where it is, I'm not really sure. Do I have a soul? Yes. Consciousness, the soul will gravitate naturally to the highest level of consciousness, because that's when the soul returns home. It becomes its God self again. Now, on another plane of reality, your soul already is its God self, sitting here like this, waiting for this human to wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Okay? But yes, the desire to raise your consciousness, very important. And that's how it starts. And once you start to do that, it's like you can't go back. Richard, you know, once you started on this path and you started to raise your consciousness, you couldn't go back to the old you if somebody said to you, Richard, I'll give you $10 million to go back to the old you. You wouldn't do
Yeah,
it.
there's no way. Once you start to see, feel, once you open up, you cannot go back to where you first started.
Right. And intuitively and at the soul level, you don't want to, because what you're yearning for that higher energy. You're yearning for the enlightened mind. You're yearning for the healthy body. You're yearning for the abundance and the love. That's what we're yearning for. And so that's ascension in my view.
Yeah. I love this. I think this is very powerful. I know that I've kind of set intentions this morning, even for myself. I know you have an amazing, starting at 7 p.m. tonight, Lionsgate meditation, which you will be doing via Zoom, which is very unbelievable. If you haven't been to one of Pauline's classes or sat in a session with her, it's amazing. So I highly recommend. Is it still open or is it closed for tonight?
Well,
Where is it at?
Yes, right now it's closed. We're packed. We're packed, and it's wonderful. Every year it gets bigger and bigger. And so you just have to be on my mailing list and you'll get the invites for the online classes. Okay. The Lionsgate is only once a year. But I am going to be doing more in-person classes, probably starting in the fall. But this is powerful. It will be recorded. So, I mean, you know, you can pay to have the recording, but you don't need to do that. Yeah, it's like you said, it's on Zoom, and everybody's all kind of ready to go and waiting for the link and next time.
Okay. Well, if you have an opportunity, please sign up for Pauline's newsletter, which comes out monthly about the events going on, everything going on. Also, next week, we are going to be having an amazing guest on. We're not going to give her name yet. We're not going to kind of like ruin it. We're going to do a little spoiler, but it involves pets and kind of like tapping in and connecting, should we say, a little animal communication, if you will, some Dr. Dolittle kind of stuff, but on a bigger level. So, you know, mediumship, people think like animal communication, medical intuition, you know, what is all, listen, energy is energy. I will tell you personally, when I'm in a reading, I share with you before we came on, but to tell everybody, it's funny, I'll be like, oh, I have your dad here, and they're like, hey dad, how you doing? Oh, and by the way, who's the little dog? It's a little white dog and it hits this and this, and next thing you know, it's Waterworks.
Yeah.
It's, oh my gosh, that's who I wanted. And it's like, no offense, dad, you know, no offense, mom, but you know, they wanted to talk to kind of like, you know, their precious pet, and it is very profound, and usually they have a lot to say, and a lot of heartfelt messages for people that don't understand. Animals are pure forms of light, zero life review. So it is going to be amazing. So please stay tuned next week.
Yeah.
And you know, for 3 p.m. we will have a special guest. So do call in. If you do have questions about these beautiful beautiful friends of ours, our kids, our fur children. They are here. Mine is front and center, you know, trying to get, he's Mr. Celebrity right here. This is
That's
Blue,
okay.
and he's amazing. So what else energetically do we have coming up after the Lionsgate? What should we be preparing for? Because I do know we're still in that, you know, Mercury in retrograde.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know when the sentence is up or when we'll be paroled. Um, because yes. Energetically, a lot has been going on. Malfunctioning, technology has been just off the charts. So what can we prepare for? What do we have to look forward to? What's going on, Pauline?
Okay, Richard. So, first I want to say for our next week's guest, I believe she may take the first two callers. So if you have a pet who is alive and you want some information, I believe she will take the first two callers. And here we have Athena. So that's number one. What we have after that is we talked about a dark night of the soul, and we're going to be talking about what it means as you go through a dark night of the soul, what it means to have a spiritual awakening. Okay, what does it mean to have a spiritual awakening? Who do you become? And it kind of borderlines on, you know, this ascension thing. So we'll be talking about, yep, what it's like to have a spiritual awakening. We have so many things upcoming. I can't even remember them all, but I think they're all good. I think they're all informative.
It's going to be amazing. And, you know, the spiritual awakening process, I really feel is like something we have to dive into, because I know I come across people, either that I'm working with, people at events, things of that nature, and they start describing things. Am I crazy? That is the number one thing I get here. You know, am I crazy? No, you're not. I feel like I'm crazy. I'm feeling things. I'm seeing things. I'm sensing things. You're not crazy. You just need to understand.
Yes.
You know, so once we start going through a lot of these, you're really going to be able to start discovering and almost having things more explained to you.
Yes.
And it will give you clarity moving forward in your spiritual path, what you're supposed to do by what's coming up. Also, what parts of healing still are left, things of that nature. But we're going to, I mean, it is such a beautiful ride. You know, the initial, think of the big roller coaster and you're how many stories up and you're looking down and you're like, oh my goodness, I just can't. What did I do? Why am I in the front seat and I'm scared of heights with a roller coaster? That is the part of the spiritual awakening that we all go through. And once it starts, you start screaming and you can't even scream because you're so scared and you don't even know what's going on because you're being jostled around. Well, that's a spiritual awakening. And then what starts to happen is once you start going through it, now you start understanding and now you're starting to become more familiar with it. And then at the end, it's like, wow, that was fun. Let's keep going, right? So we're going to talk through all of these, try to help people understand, because you're not crazy. And here's the best part. You are not alone.
Yes. Yes. As we talked about. And this is the Great Awakening. And so more and more people are going to be waking up and they're going to need guidance, all right, on what to do next. And I want to share that after our last show, it was so timed perfectly on Dark Night of the Soul. Of course, the next day, I had a client come in. She's new. She had only had about 2 sessions with me prior. And she walked into my office and she was breathing heavy. And now her sister has been with me for 20 years. And so, but this is the older sister coming in for the first time. And she said, well, I just kept calling my sister and saying, what's wrong with me? What's wrong? And my sister kept saying, call Pauline, set up another session with Pauline. Okay. She was going through a dark night of the soul. Richard, it was everything we talked about in our show. She thought she was going crazy. She said, I don't know if I should go see a psychiatrist and get myself on medication. Well, when she walked out of my office, she said, oh my God, I am a whole different person. I now understand what's happening to me and how to manage it.
That's exactly it. I mean, people don't understand. And I sit with even students that I mentor, and they sit there and they say, am I going crazy? Please tell me no. You know, I feel like my world is unraveling. I feel like I'm out of control. Because what you're doing is, in order to rebuild, you kind of have to remove the things that no longer work for you so that we can kind of take off. And it's the same thing with spiritual awakening. You know, you are opening up things that, you know, you're going to be healing and experiencing, and you start going through, wait a second, waiting for that roller coaster. Hey, get me off of here. No, you're already locked in. It's too late for that. No, I don't want to be on here. Oh, and that's just part of the process. So it always seems bad in the beginning, but it's not. It's just because we don't understand. And then we don't also get the help. We don't also have a community that we can talk to and feel supported and nurtured, which is very important,
Yes.
very important. You know, have a grouping of people, of like-minded individuals that you can talk to and kind of like have a support system.
Right.
You know, that's important.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's all good stuff. And once you figure out how to navigate certain things, you know, little dark nights of the soul, big dark nights of the soul, feeling heavy, feeling like you want to cry for no reason. Once you learn how to navigate these things, it just becomes part of your life, and you just do it and you move through it and you move past it, and all of a sudden you're like this higher version of you. It's right.
Yeah, it's exactly it.
Yeah.
And you know, but you also need to be very gentle with yourself, be a very understanding, know that this is not something that is, we're all experiencing it. We feel very alone because we don't have the support systems or the systems in place
Mhm.
to find our own answers. So I'm excited about this continuation, because I think it's going to start to unravel a lot of like understanding for people and the spiritual awakening process, more of the dark night of the soul, but also the birth, the immersion, the transformation. It's powerful stuff, very powerful.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
so Pauline, what else do you have going on? So I know we have tonight, which is closed. So if you guys haven't, please follow her online on social media. Subscribe to her newsletter so you can stay in with the events. But what do you have? Do you have anything going on in person or?
Right now, no, not until October. Not until Cindy Sansone and I do our Invite Spirit in and get an RSVP class. We'll be talking about telepathy and developing other skills, but we're really gonna work on you know, making that communication. But I am going to be doing a lot more in-person classes. I think I have found a location that I like, and even just more online classes. So the best thing to do, because sometimes I do it kind of like last minute, or I'll decide a month from now I'm going to do something. So the best way is to sign into my website and become a member. It is free, at least at the moment it is. And so get on my events calendar, and then you will have your choice of events, and you'll have support, and you'll have what you need.
Love it. Highly recommend. So also for anybody in the central Pennsylvania area, I will be in Lidditz, Pennsylvania, at an old historic chocolate factory, which was made into a 4-star Hilton hotel. It is absolutely amazing. It's called the Wilbur. There are some seats still available. There will be a medium from Pittsburgh coming in. Her name is Tracy Van, so you can check us out. this Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. Go to my website, richardlarocco.com, to reserve your spot. We still have that going on. And then next week, I will be in Ocean City, New Jersey, Friday night doing group readings. I will also be doing one-on-one private readings the next day, Saturday. So if you are interested, please go to my website. Also look at my page, Richard LaRocco Intuitive Medium, on Facebook, and you can follow everything. You can call the shop to reserve your spot in Ocean City, New Jersey, if you're there. I'm excited. We have a lot going on.
A lot going on, yes. And I am busy with private readings, but you know, if you're willing to wait about a month and a half to 2 months, healings, Akashic records, it's all open.
Yes. And if you haven't gotten Akashic Records reading from Pauline or experienced it, it is very different than a past life regression. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. A lot of my clients have come to see you and rave about the experience. So if you haven't, please go to check out Pauline's website, get her information, get yourself on the list if it resonates with you, because there's a reason why. You need some understanding of what happened in the past to what's occurring today.
Yes, yes. And anybody who wants to see Richard live, go. He's amazing. He is absolutely amazing. Very in-depth and detailed reader.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Some of the stuff that comes up, I tell you, you can't even make it up. You can't even just make it up. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. So thank you so much, everyone. Enjoy the Lionsgate 8/8. Go manifest, go create, be co-creators, send it out there to the universe, all the things that would bring only the highest and best for you. Fill your heart. Now's the time to manifest. Pauline, any parting words?
Love yourself. Be in your heart. Expand your mind. You are beautiful. You are loved. You are powerful. And the world needs you.
The world does need. It does need us. It does need us. And we need one another.
Yes. Never ever think you're just some insignificant being. You know, in the preface or in the introduction of my book, I said all souls are needed. All souls. That includes you, every one of you out there. You are important. You matter. And we need you.
And we all need one another. You know, just because somebody's miserable, it doesn't mean that they hate you. Be nice to them. You know, if somebody acts out, be nice to them. Everybody operates from their own level of awareness. And a lot of times people are having a struggle we are very unaware of. So be kind to everybody, set it out in the universe. And that is the true form of law of attraction.
Yeah. Yes. And
true
love.
Form of law of attraction. So thank you, everyone. I look forward to seeing everybody next week. We have a guest. We will be here the whole hour. I am so excited for this. So please come prepared. First 2 people, they're going to get, you know, their little furry friends, their fur children. But stay tuned for more details. Look forward to seeing everybody next week. Have an amazing day and an amazing week.
Happy Lionsgate, everybody. Sending you much love.
Much love.